Folks, welcome back out to the backyard on this beautiful springtime day. We are loving this weather, folks. It is just beautiful. And we're out here preparing a little something for y'all in hopes that you can take some of the stuff that we show you and take it into your house, in your kitchen, your backyard, wherever, and tailor it for your family. Emmett decided to join us today. About a month or so ago, y'all might have noticed Emmett was out here with me and he took a topple off the table. Well, I think he really fell asleep. But for whatever reason, we kind of got him childproof down in a little mini bucket here. So maybe Emmett won't decide to leave us. He'll stay here with us. Folks, the first weekend of March, we were in Texarkana doing a veterans benefit. And one, we want to thank everybody that came by to see us. We had a few followers that came by, and that meant so much to us, and we greatly appreciate it. A special thanks to a friend of mine, Brett Goss. Brett Goss came up from Houston to help me out on the last minute, and I hadn't seen Brett in years, and it was fun to be around him. He's a very, very good guy. And Brett, I personally want to thank you for the help that you gave us. And another friend that helped us out, Indian Joe, helped me set up in the pouring down rain Friday, and I want to thank him for that. So, folks, at that event, a lady came by, and she said, I have a ton of butternut squash. Would y'all like some? Well, I took some, not knowing what I'm going to do with it. But, so I got to researching around, played around with some different things, and I came up with this butternut squash soup. Now, there's recipes actually out there on the internet on how to do it. Naturally, y'all know Jeff. I decided I'm going to do it my way. All right. So to start off with, we got 4 cups of cubed butternut squash. Now we peeled it, we took the seeds out, and we cubed it up. We put that in here because that is the star of this dish. Now in here, there's about 3 cups, or it's actually 1 box of vegetable broth. Okay. To that, we're going to add us, and I'm going to step over here because I didn't drain this before I brought it out here. The wonders of cooking outside, folks, I can go out there. This is a can of chickpeas, okay, or garbanzo beans. I don't know, chickpeas may not be the right term, but it's what I call them. But chickpeas. To that, I'm going to add 1 package of mushrooms. This is about 2.5 to 3 cups of mushrooms, kind of roughly chopped. Okay. Now, you can make this a vegetarian dish or however you want. In here is 1 medium-sized white onion, chopped up. Now, I'm going to add just about a tablespoon of lemon juice. Y'all going to wonder now. This is 6 cloves of crushed garlic. And everybody's saying, really, 6? Play with the amount, make it like you want it. I love garlic. Butternut squash is sort of plain. Mushrooms have a sort of gentle flavor. So the stuff we're adding in there, it's going to need a little punch. All right? And I'm not spicing this up. I'm not putting any chilies or anything in there. So we're going to use the garlic for that little bit of punch. In here is 1 tablespoon, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 2 teaspoons of black pepper. In here is 2 teaspoons of cumin, and just about 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Yes, cinnamon. And here is a teaspoon of turmeric. Now this is cilantro. You can use parsley if you want. This is fresh, cubed up. We're going to put about a tablespoon of that in there. So we're going to leave the rest of this to garnish the end. We're going to put that in there. The last thing we're going to add to that is some ground turkey. Now, in researching this dish, I saw a lot of people, they added lentils to it. They added some other stuff to this. And they You know, they did some other things. Well, I'm a meat eater. Maybe some people don't consider turkey a meat, but I'm a meat eater. So I added a little turkey in here. You know, if you're a vegetarian, you would be happy with the mushrooms that are in here. And you can add lentils. I've seen some with rice. I've seen some different ways. Again, after playing around, this is what I made up. All right. Now, folks, if you need to add a little water to this, you can. Depending on the size of your pot and everything else, this could get a little dry, and you may need to add a little water to it. We are borderline right now where I would say I want to add some water, but I'm going to let it go like it is right now. There's going to be some moisture that's going to come out of the onions and some of the other stuff, but the garlic is going to also help with the turkey. Turkey, if it's not seasoned to Jeff, is bland. So we got this all stirred up really good in here. And that's a bad habit of mine, folks, but I've just noticed that I do it all the time. I kind of, to clean whatever I'm stirring with, and it's kind of a thing for me. Drives some people crazy. Every once in a while it bothers my wife. All right, folks, we're going to stick that on here. It's fairly warm, but you can do this on your stove. We're going to stick this old pot out here. I'm going to close this up for a little bit. We're going to let that go. And you want to cook it until the squash is fork tender. The squash will be the last thing to get done in that. The mushrooms will get done quicker. The onions will get done quicker. The squash should take the longest, and the turkey to get done. But the squash and the turkey should get done about the same time. And a while ago I mentioned names, Brett Goss, Indian Joe, but I can't leave out another guy that's kind of special to me. He sat up next to me in Texarkana, him and his wife, Chris and Shelby Pfeiffer from Jonesboro, Arkansas. Chris helped me out a whole lot, and I've cooked next to him or in the same area with him before. And his family are just a joy to be around. And so, Chris, we want to thank you. And yes, there were some other people that came by to help us, Ricky Gates and some others. And I hate to start naming names because I'm going to leave somebody out and I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings. But I think I got most of it covered, all right? So let us get this hooked up for you. And then we're going to plate it up or bowl it up and serve it to you. Welcome out here to the backyard again, folks. We've got this butternut squash soup cooked off. Had it over here cooling down just a little bit. So when I bit into it, or took me a good mouthful of it, y'all didn't see me cry and scream and spit it out because it was too hot. Now, got this in here. Now, one thing, when you add turkey or ground chicken or ground turkey to that, it will not necessarily be super appealing sometimes. Okay, it's just gotta have, it's going to have a little look to it. Folks, this smells good. I can smell the cumin and the garlic, and actually, believe it or not, it just has a wonderful aroma. And the turkey pretty much cooks up to these micro tiny pieces. Got a little cilantro we're going to sprinkle on the top here. You can use parsley, green onions. Just happen to have this here. We're going to kind of add that up there for pretty. I am going to bring the camera up here a little closer for this. I am by myself, so trying to do the best I can to make these great for you. How about that right there? We might get there. I do miss my wife. She's gone, uh, taking care of some family business, but she does the operating of the camera for me. Folks, this is the butternut squash. See how easy that fork went into there and how that cuts like that? That's how you want. That's borderline being too much, but it's about right. You see all these little funny looking pieces in here? That's a turkey that cooked up. Oh, folks, I wish y'all could taste this. I really do. We got such a pretty day. We got a lot of folks out enjoying this beautiful day, driving around. Folks here, did y'all like a bite? I'm going to try this without burning myself up. Mm. I want to comment on one thing. We put about 6 cloves of crushed garlic in here, and I know they had a lot of people went, "Ooh, Jeff, man, that's a lot of garlic." You don't get that much of that garlic. Believe it or not, the squash, all the other things we added in there, especially the turkey, they took in a lot of that. So you don't get a big bang. Mainly what I get out of this is a little bit of turmeric, and it is just good. I mean, I can't explain it. I played around with this a little bit to get this the way I want it. You do the same thing. Play around it, get it where you like it. Try to use a white bowl so you can see it real pretty, but try to do things your way. Take my recipes or anybody's recipes, make them your own, and you win when you do that. Folks, I'm going to go in and have me a big bowl of soup. Y'all enjoy your food.